talked about the bride price. I wanted to talk about this week what actually happens when the father and the groom go to get the bride. There's three things that they have with them when they come. And one of them is they have the bride price. They have this money or this payment, or it could be a deed to land, something that is, what we talked about before, that is indicative of the worth of the bride. There's also the ketubah. The ketubah is one of my favorite things. The ketubah it's a beautiful piece of art. But not only that, it's a contract that the husband is making to that bride. Do you know that in the Hebrew weddings, the bride never said a vow? She never had to say, those things that we say at our wedding now, do you take this man to become, the bride had nothing to say, because the groom's commitment was so great to her that the whole responsibility for her, emotionally, spiritually, physically, in every regard, fell on the husband. So that if she fell morally, it wasn't her fault, it was his. Does that make sense? The ketubah was that contract. The ketubah was the thing that was given to the bride, and that he said, I'm going to take care of you. I will die for you if need be. I will give my whole life to you. And all of the promises fell on the responsibility of the husband. Does that sound familiar? There's also the other thing he and his father brought was a skin of wine. And the wine was from the fruit of their land. We have the skin of wine given to us too. And what would happen is the groom and the father would go to the house of the bride. They would knock on the door, and the father of the bride would open and invite them in, and he knew what they were doing. And there would be a cup that was given. But before I get to that part, I want to talk about just the fact that the father and the son were coming to the house of the bride.